forwards into the next destination that they find themselves in, one thing does stand true. The team itself managed to get through Blingstone without too much of an issue, taking care of the. Well, technically they were entrapped in there with drow statues that could eventually come to life, but never did. So Kobo turned someone into stone. Then there was also the Earth Elemental situation, which immediately Gothos decided to more or less mutilate someone. Like, it was fair. You guys are in the Underdark, so suffice to say, you can't really trust anyone down here. But,
And
thankfully
save
enough.
him from a life of servitude as a medical experiment, but no, I'm the bad guy.
You did cut off an arm, though.
Mhm.
Nonetheless, though, they were self-serving, as they're only really doing this because it would help them out, as well as help out the elementals that are here. But it makes sense trying to help someone to help yourself out, especially in Underdark. But yeah, aside from mutilating someone, you did do that. You also mutilated someone. But nonetheless, when you
That was
heard
a harmless mistake.
when they bought your stuff and then you selling your stuff in kind, having a Black Friday deal, no one got trampled, thankfully enough, because I think Gothos, his aura saved most of you guys, which is good. Then afterwards, you all took a long rest, ready for the next day when Boom's weapon would be prepared later in the afternoon. When you all arose and woke up, you heard a loud scream in the tunnel system. You're not sure at this point whether you wanted to go here now, as you did find yourselves kind of breaking in, maybe going to jail or trial afterwards. Worst case scenario, likely being exiled from the city, which is more than fair, as you will be going to the surface. But you decided to break in and deal with the situation at hand, regardless. Taking care of the prince and princess slimes, and as the rest of the other slimes are soon being taken care of by other guards, you managed to find. Well, you managed to find one individual that more or less is a tragic sort. The Pudding King themselves is now your prisoner, more or less. You guys, at the last bit, did realize what has happened to them. They were basically cast out of the society that they once belonged to, due to them stealing some food and talking with it because no one else would talk with them. And when they decided to collect slimes for study, that was more or less the last straw, and basically they were kicked out, shunned, thrown rocks at until they left the village. It wasn't until. Does anyone remember the demon lord that they spoke of? If not, I can just say it again.
Mind us.
Jubilex?
It's a trap.
No, unfortunately, it's not. One of the few phrases you did hear is when you basically defeated him. No, you haven't won. No, we will rise from our children. We will be reborn from the faceless lord. Jubilex will consume the banquet of the queen of fungi, and we will all grow. Unfortunately, though, the only reason why he's more or less dutiful to the man, beast, creature, demon, is because they were the only one that really befriended them. But they also gave them kind of a curse to continuously cast slimes until, like, who knows when. So at this point in time, you are dealing with that situation. And at this point, I'll leave it up to you. What happens to the Pudding King?
Who is definitely not a goblin.
Who's definitely not a goblin. Like, hang on. Like, I'm gonna make him bigger, but you tell me if this looks like a goblin or not.
Looks like a.
Well,
Honestly,
considering what the dark or the deep gnomes look like, he just looks like a really messed up one of those.
I was gonna say, yeah, a deep
Walmart
gnome
will
with
do
a
that to you.
nutrition problem.
Sorry, I can barely hear Kobo.
Oh, sorry, is that better? Adjustment?
Yes, thank you.
Yes.
Okay, here we go.
Regardless, they were changed due to the new power that they have. They look more goblin-ish, but definitely still deep gnome. But honestly, I've seen many a depiction that look like this for goblins.
So, I can try to cast Remove Curse, although, I mean, not today, but, you know, if he was cursed by Jubilex, that may be beyond my capabilities. But I can give it a shot.
It's worth a go. I mean, I'm sure the gnomes of the city would really appreciate that sort of a thing.
Antidote does state it's possible, but it's also possible they might just kill him, as they, according to them, he is one of the main problems in this society.
Well, I think we all agree you can't just stay here.
I'm not saying he should stay here, but if we are going to deal with this matter, we should deal with it soon.
All right. I mean, I'm not bound to consign even a deep gnome soul to such a horrible fate as going straight to this sort of demony thing. So if you want to exorcise that curse, sure. I mean, even if he dies, then he probably won't go right to the demon. It's possible, though.
Don't really know anything about that.
If that works out, then what?
He'll still be exiled.
True, and without any gifts, they might just kill him outright regardless.
So, do we exile him wherever we're going, or exile him wherever we're not going?
Slash does state, even if we do remove the curse, according to them, Jubilex will just make another version of him somewhere else. It'll take time, though, which is a good thing.
And if we don't get rid of the curse, can Jubilex make another one? Or is this like a one and done thing for him?
He didn't say anything of that specific. You ask him, and then he simply states, he shrugs.
Alright.
The PDF doesn't tell me.
I'm gonna try religion.
Oh.
From what you can tell, you have the information that the Pudding King has told you. Removing it, killing him, like Toulouse has mentioned, taking off their hands, might remove it from him, but Jubilex can create another. That being said, though, it'll take time to create another. So you'll buy yourselves a good amount of time, which is a good thing. Just like when most of you took down the Fungi Queen when she was in her weakened state. You buy yourselves enough time. So you can still do it. That's perfectly alright. Okay. You just don't know anything beyond that.
What about Gothos? He knows very little more.
Same thing. You now know that this person isn't a goblin.
Nice. Yeah, the good book tells me that this man is not a goblin.
Well, I always slept through those classes right before the draft, but let me see what I can figure out. Nothing!
You don't gain anything new. Based on the information you guys have, though, you can tell that they're gonna basically go toe-to-toe in this cave system. You know that the Fungi Queen, the Demon Lord, specifically the ones that have faced it, basically everyone except for Boom, is here, is dangerous, is currently need to be resummoned by their horde. They're also controlling fungi-infested drow, which is a problem, but you'll deal with that later. And you know that Jubilex is currently creating and terraforming the current area, but you know, you'll be slowing that down, which is good. And eventually those two people will go maybe toe-to-toe, maybe get married, you're not entirely sure. But they're definitely going to converge at one point in time, which is not a good thing for the people above. So regardless of what you do, you probably do need to warn people above the surface.
Well, that will also be us, because we will also be above the surface.
Yeah.
shortly.
I mean, if the Underdark gets terraformed into a new abyss layer, well, two things can happen quite easily. One, demons, devils will go rampant and, go to the surface. And two, you'll have potentially two demon lords with a new domain that's in the material plane.
If you thought living above the Underdark was bad.
Well, at least the drow will get what's coming to them.
Slash coughs.
Well, the bad drow.
You mean the ones that are, whether their own understanding or not, are being controlled by Loth, an evil spider god deity that controls their actions regardless of what they know?
So you're saying that she controls that they don't have any free will?
Not until something or someone else intervenes. That's the entire purpose why Loth was banished and taken into the Underdark. Because she controlled her mass army through her own will. And she never let go.
Alright, are we going to take this guy back to the gnomes then? Let them deal with it? I mean, she's one of theirs.
Well, I mean, I can't remove the curse today. I'll have to do a rest to reset my spells.
Are they
We're
mad
still
at
waiting
us,
for that one person, the guards, to show back up.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
are they still mad at us, or are we okay to go back to the city?
Yeah, more or less, you're still in trouble.
We're waiting for them to show back up so we can bring him up front at least and wait for them to show up.
Although it looks like there's more of this place to explore while we're procrastinating facing justice. I believe back in the military we called this taking a fallback position.
Eventually, you do explore more of the area. I can tell you that the southernmost area kind of has nothing there. It's just more slimes and more fighting. So you clear through area without too much of an issue. But the northern section does have something.
Gamer have handcuffs.
Well, I see that guy. I suppose I can try firebolt him.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've got some brass chains I'll just chain up this guy and go with. Could go wrong.
Well, can we bring him to the? Should we bring him to the front of the cave and wait up there for the people to show up?
Probably yes. But they're exploring, Mom.
Yeah. Basically, Gothos changed them to their throne room. I'm gonna say
I'll
slash
chain him up and I'll put him on
Eldeth.
tandem. So
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Chaining up, Eldith knocks them out, and you guys roll forwards.
Autobots.
No.
Nope.
Well, I guess I could accidentally run forward, accidentally booming blade the closest ooze, and accidentally run back out of range.
I suppose I can accidentally sneeze a firebolt or two at these things.
Yeah,
Fire.
at this point, boom, 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 long range things, you already can tell that that's how you fight these things without too much of an issue.
Very
So-
slow.
Very slow.
So you're taking the guy with us on Tannhauser?
Yes. You think that's a bad idea?
No.
All right. Entering into the area, you do find a giant monolith stone. Let me look what the monolith reads.
Clearly a shrine to a purple tentacle.
Oh,
Does look like there's
It
a tentacle.
looks
Yeah.
similar to that one in the Medusa's cave. Or
Hang on, give me a second. Give me resolution map. Okay, I think you guys are in section 29. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. As you venture forwards into the area, you do find something that seems resembling that of a monolith. The sound of dripping water fills this cave, and various oozes slither across the walls and floor, which you obviously took care of. Some sort of fungal wall or portion once divided the cave, but the barrier has been destroyed. Beyond it lies more wreckage and debris, scoured clean by the oozes. This area seems to contain a stockade fashioned from zerk wood and... Wait, what?
Doesn't sound like a tentacle.
No. No, it is not. Basically, this is just another fighting room. Why does it have the monolith then?
Just looks neat.
I guess. Maybe it's another room?
Dang
All right,
maps.
so let's pocket the monolith. I'm sure it's light.
floating disc.
You know what? I'm betting I know what this is, but apparently it doesn't tell you what it is in the section that I'm in.
Go to the surface.
Da-da-da-da-da. Let's see here. As you look around the room, you can tell that this seems to be a strange, cavern-structured stone. From what you can tell, it's more or less symbolic in that it has primordial written upon it. I believe some of you can read it.
I think Kobo.
From what
No,
you can,
and
I could read
Sorry.
any language. I have a spell, comprehend languages, if you guys ever need me to read something.
well, from what you
yeah,
can
I was
tell,
gonna
this
say real.
stonework does seem to be the message upon it seems to contain steadfast stone. Anyone can roll history or religion to figure out what that means. But it does seem to have a strange miasmic feeling to it, as if small vapors are coming out of the stonework itself.
Yeah, I guess history class wasn't as boring as religion was.
I'm new to the subject.
Grr.
Kobo, why'd
Those
you roll
days.
dice? Do you have like advantage on history or something?
because I rolled a natural one. And
Oh, right.
Halflings are allowed to reroll.
Most OP perk ever.
There's a racial perk for every different type of halfling.
Boom, Kobo, and Gothos. You can tell that the The Steadfast Stone is similar enough to the Control Earth Elemental Stone you guys currently have. It deals with elementals in the area and how to more or less not control them, but making sure they're clean and operable, and making sure that they can continue to live normal lives outside of their own domains. These strange vapors do indicate that something has infected the stone itself, and it needs to be cleansed. Based off of your guys' roles, you can tell that this is the Jubilex is doing. Similar enough, not to the Pudding King's own powers, but to the powers of Jubilex and infecting things and causing them to change and alter. So
Hey, that's really. Go on.
So you likely found what's infecting the Earth Elementals and not allowing them to be normal.
This is what I was going to say, but in a funny voice.
Yes.
I think this is affecting the elementals.
Alright, that's racist, pal.
What kind of funny voice?
You're far away from the mic there, Kobo.
I said you didn't necessarily specify which type of funny voice.
Okay,
Hardly
yeah. Cleansing the thing. I guess. Geez.
Probably a bit too big a job for prestidigitation.
Nom
probably not so
Nom.
literal.
What does Nom Nom think? He's the one who's the cleansy boy.
I'd probably try to do the same thing, as the Pudding King. But I can't do it today. I can't do either of them today. I need to rest first,
Yeah.
and get new spells.
So I guess the fact that we may have a way to stop the elemental problem more securely might help keep us out of jail for an extra day.
Until our next foot in mouth moment.
We were scouting the area to determine our rates when one of these idiot guards came in and we had to save them. I think that's actually an extra fee. Listen, come on, guys, get charismatic.
Well, that was one of the idiot guards who decided to run in here for no good reason. And if they tried to say that somebody scared him, it's like, well, what kind of guards do you use that they're that easily intimidated?
See, right? We are the good guys here.
As you're contemplating, clear lies. Maybe not the good guy part, because you more or less you are good guys, but you might not be great guys.
In the Underdark, that makes us stellar.
More or less, yeah. Oh wait, that guy's no longer unconscious or there.
Maybe we're a little closer to the fires down below than we'd like.
Maybe. But the guards come in, all coming one by one until they reach the area. Then they span out and spread out, and looking towards you all. The deep gnome guards do state, "All right, we managed to get everything through. Thankfully enough, we managed to clean out the area from the slimes, and thankfully enough, the big slimes got taken out before we got here. Likely before you guys got here too. So there's no way you guys took care of that."
Do we not have like samples and like you know?
No, you
Like
don't.
the
No one
spell
touched it.
book
not
covered
only
in
took
apple.
care of that, we also caught the Pudding King.
What? No, you probably just found him when he's asleep. Good job, though. That asshole's just been terrorizing our villages. I mean, when we go into other cave systems, we find slimes there that we obviously have to kill. But then the slimes, for some reason, attack us when we do that? I don't understand that.
Jeez. If he was been cursed by a stupid god, you guys are the worst.
Yeah, so anyways, where is he so we can kill him?
Hang on, my associate actually needs to cleanse the curse. If you just kill the guy, it's worse.
Is it? I mean, you can cleanse the curse or not, but we're gonna put him on trial, and then we're gonna kill him.
Would you rather have a guy that's cursed sitting in your jail making puddings all day, or a non-cursed guy who's just poorly fed?
You do hear another deep gnome. Boss, he does have a point. Yeah, I guess that's true. All right, you can
And
hold
I've
on to.
never heard of a cursed individual coming back from the dead for vengeance.
Another deep gnome does state, boss, he does have a point. I mean, with all the ghosts in the tunnels already, we don't really need another one, especially one that can, summon slimes. Yeah, I guess that does make sense. All right, you can hold on to him for the next 12 hours. But afterwards, we kill him. What? No, sorry. Afterwards, we put him on trial. Then we kill him.
I mean, sounds pretty lawful to me.
I mean, that's true. I mean, we give him a chance to be normal. I mean, we took all his food away that he stole from people that wouldn't pay attention to him. We threw rocks at him when he tried to study slimes. We did everything possible to make him normal. And then we banished from out of town because he wouldn't listen. We did everything right. So, when you come to town...
Society is broken.
Yeah.
I'm starting to think about all those times I had a line of thousands of troops rushing our position. Now I'm looking at them in a whole different light.
So, come back to town, speak with the city leaders, and then one of the guards will be there to tell them our side of the story, and you guys can tell your side of the story, and then you'll be judged. All right, man, we did a good job. We killed all these slimes, and the big guys died before we even arrived here. And we only lost 3 men. Oh, yeah, boss, we did good. Heck yeah, we did. They all high five.
And I'm gonna guess those 3 are guards that did a bad job.
Maybe.
I feel like those guys are either going to be really easy or really hard to talk our way around. But they did just leave, so...
You also, for the mass majority of them, you did, I think one of you, not commanded them, or you used magic on them to get them on your side, which is why you didn't really need to roll persuasion to keep them.
And we rolled really high, I think, last.
Yeah.
Because I remember laughing a lot.
I mean, some of them were there when you defeated the prince and princess of the area. Like, those guys know, but not every deep gnome knows that.
Mm. And were they all
I
members of the, what is it, the Mark clan?
Yes, some of them were.
You should have decent standing with the Marks.
Oh, I swear I've dealt with military tribunals more easygoing than this bunch.
Okay, yeah, so again, it seems pretty good that we kept custody of the Pudding King, kind of at least irrevocable evidence that we're the ones who caught him then. Sounds like they're going to try and throw us under the bus.
I thought they were supposed to be getting the guy to talk to us.
Yes, one of the people was a captain.
Okay.
So he basically told you what you guys needed to do. Come back to
Gotcha.
town, speak with Chief Darbo, and then judgment will be cast upon you.
Yeah, I believe that was Captain Marcus.
Okay.
Oh no, Captain Marcus was one of the people that basically got thrown into the ooze system when Gothos made them fearful. Right, he's unconscious. You're dealing with, let's look at my notes.
Colonel Marcus?
Oh no, you're dealing with a Pigshine family member. So unfortunately, you don't have the marks with you. I mean, you might have 1 or 2, but I'm afraid the current captain is not a mark.
Well, we have a decent relationship with Darbo as well. What do you say we
True,
go
true.
back, speak with him, have a rest, and then we offer to solve more of their problems. Come back here, get rid of the stone. Or get rid of the curse on the stone. I don't guarantee any of that. That's a potential thing.
Yeah, maybe we'll want to be a little bit more vague on that. Say we got a strong lead towards fixing their elemental problem.
Slash does state, when Boom states that, based off of that, we could just find that one deep gnome that wants to cure this disease anyways. They might be able to help, since we now have the location of the, entire situation.
Yeah,
That's true.
Sounds smart.
knowledge is power, for sure.
I probably would advise not showing. I think Gothos has it. No, Boom has it. So she looks towards Boom, showing her the control elemental stone.
Wait, I have that?
Someone has it. Was it Nom Nom?
It was what. I don't have it written down. I have the spell book written down for some reason. You know, that should definitely go to which was the class.
I've got the HP thing.
Okay, I've got the stone.
Okay.
The golden scepter.
So then she just says this to Kobo, wherever he is. I think he's still in the room. Yes, he is.
Yeah.
Oh.
Probably trying to stay out of sight of his future bride.
But Slash does say we might not want to show her that just in case Gothos is correct and she just wants to somehow gain control of all elementals down here in the Underdark.
Oh, yeah, definitely. And keep that one secret.
I mean, we could be
And
wrong, but it's better safe than sorry.
And she comes from the same society as those jokers who just ran here. So
Maybe she could help out this Pudding King guy too. Since they're both kind of outcasty like people.
It's possible. Slash does state, and Antidote does state, it's more than likely possible. If she does have some inclination with magic, and magic healing, she has more information than I do. I mean, unless any of you are clerics and can heal people properly.
I believe a long rest
Oh,
is
yeah, that'd be me.
established for that.
Right.
Okay, go back to town, talk to the magistrate, go talk to the elemental healer with this guy in tow. We've been given custody of him for 12 hours. We can rest there. Sound good?
Sounds
Maybe
good.
not good, but better than many alternatives. I would definitely recommend against the hot tub in the room on the way out.
Does anyone not listen and go inside the hot tub?
Oh, yes, we wade right through. No.
Never.
Out of curiosity, did this passage here happen to dump out over here?
I'm currently not on that map because I copied and pasted you guys to the next map. Let me see.
Not a big deal.
Yes. It just goes around.
Oh, well, in that case, I think I might take the scenic route around that.
I mean, it goes around if those stones weren't there.
Oh, never mind. Well, I'm just going to pretend they're really coarse earth when I move them.
Yeah, I'm just gonna say it's tough terrain.
Oh, rough terrain. I can deal with that.
Yeah. There's
well,
nothing
I
there.
I get
I'm
to
more
say,
than tell you that.
we leave the system. The cave system.
But the rest of the team does make the way forwards without too much of an issue. Since Eldeth has not have their deathmatch yet, she is going to follow soon enough behind the rest of the team. And the rest of the team does eventually make it back to Blindenstone. I still have no idea why Gothos is... I have to physically move him. Oh, wait. There. I think I fixed it.
Huzzah.
I still have no idea how you skipped into another map.
I've got ways.
Eventually, your guys' spiritual weapons do dissipate, and non-nom's aura does disperse. Unless it lasts 8 hours? Or an hour?
No, just 10 minutes.
Oh yeah, it's gone by now.
But I can use it multiple times.
Okay, it's currently gone. Gothos is always there.
Gothos. That's right. His just exudes a level of safety and comfort.
Yes, Gothos is always
What?
gross.
Level up?
Yes, technically. If you want to level up now, you're more than welcome to.
But that's not necessary because that takes a million hours for everyone. Especially because it's a perk level.
Yes. You are entering into another chapter, so you guys do level up. Honestly, I
Oh.
should have done that last week, but I forgot.
Ta-ta.
Also, I
I mean, I
forgot
already know.
because we ran a little bit long, and I just immediately fell asleep.
Nice.
Anyways, eventually you do find the deep gnome that is currently dealing with the situation at hand, taking care of the elemental. Right now, they seem to be getting small samplings of their skin rocks. It's hard to tell what is skin on an elemental. Taking some of the sediment from the top layer, they seem to be mixing in what appears to be a more or less salve into the sediment, and slowly and surely enough, you can tell that some like the stone you saw before, some miasma from the stone or sediment seems to be moving and floating away. When she notices you all, she does state, "Oh, you're all still here. Well, from what I can tell, more or less I'm getting closer. If I can find the source of this, I'm able to advance things further, but as of right now, I might or might not be able to at least make a salve for someone. Although we would need to bring them unconscious and place it upon them to remove the curse. But I'm trying to work on a long distance thing, since that would be dangerous for most people."
Yeah, it's interesting you say that. We might have some information for you later, but we might be on trial, so there's that to consider also. Additionally, this is the Pudding King. I think maybe we know he's cursed, and we're thinking maybe you're also your new assistant. I don't know.
Throw him over there.
Yep. Ka-chang,
We
ka-chang.
need to remove that curse still, though. Don't forget.
Looking towards the Pudding King, she looks at him and goes, "Huh. I don't know him, but according to the first settlers that arrived here, he was one of the people that went with them. Some people believe they went mad after ingesting some fumes. Other people believed that he just had abandonment issues since he was basically abandoned by the entire village." It's not one or the other for me. I'm afraid I don't know him personally. You did mention he was cursed, though. Do you want me to hold on to him until your tribunal ends?
We have custody for him for 12 hours. We were thinking we would just stay here, and maybe even I guess we couldn't summon Darbo. That looks bad for us, but it does look good for us to have him come here and see all the good we've done.
I suppose I can let you speak in the tribunal in my laboratory. Now that I'm saying it out loud, it sounds weird, but I'm willing to offer you the room.
The tribunal consists just of Chieftain Darbo, or like a bunch of people have to pack in here.
The chiefs and a witness, as well as any other speaking matters at hand, in case you need to defend yourselves against someone else.
Jeez, I wonder who that
Yeah.
advice is for.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, psst. Carlos. Psst. Carlos.
Yeah. Yes, Kobo. What do you got?
Didn't she say she needed to find the source of that stuff to make a better cure?
Yes, which is powerful information, and
I was wondering why you didn't say nothing yet.
it's the sort of thing that we tell people after we're definitely not going to prison.
Oh, I'll keep quiet then.
Antidote does
No,
state,
or
Go ahead.
I was saying, or we tell her so that she advocates on our behalf.
Potentially. But Antidote does state, I'm gonna go find the chief. You guys come up with a good cover story and I'll just play along.
I see no fault in our actions. We scared a guard, he ran in, almost got himself killed, and we altruistically ran in and saved his butt. Also, Eldith, we saved Eldith's butt. You were there.
Wait a minute. We did not scare any guards. That would imply we were up to something.
No, it
as far as
implies that
I
the guards
saw,
are
we
very
just saw a guard.
straightable.
We had to rescue a guard from his own ineptitude and recklessness. I mean, what
Yeah,
possible reason would a guard have for bursting through a door and running through it when his orders are specifically to let nobody through it?
Yeah, let's
Right.
put
He'd
it this
be dead if it wasn't for us.
And
No
the
one made
phrasing
any
was-
threats. No one told him to open that door. No one threatened his safety. He just got
Exactly.
scared.
So
for some
we
reason.
didn't scare
right.
him.
So it's the phrasing of it, right? He got scared, as
We didn't
opposed to we
scare
scared him.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
But that was the original phrasing was we scared him, but we don't say that we scared him, right? He's saying he got scared and ran into the room.
Our very existence scared the man. I got you though.
And that's if we can even be sure he was scared. I mean, what scared person in their right mind runs directly into oozes? Sounds like recklessness to me.
Slash not understanding sarcasm does state, it sounds like the fear effect that some monsters and demons can use.
Yeah, I can say with the utmost
Looks like
authority
shifty
that
eye.
there were no magical effects involved, so there's no need to bring up such things.
I forgot exactly what I used on him.
Your hat. Not your hat. Your skull hat? What do we call it
Okay.
again?
I refer to it as a dragon halo, but
Yeah, okay, Dragon Halo. But soon enough,
yeah, still the item.
uh,
I mean,
you guys still have time if you're gonna come up with a good plan. But they're coming eventually. No? Okay. Eventually,
bring it.
some of the guards
Bring it.
come in. You see, Pigshine Commander, Yol, the person that spoke with you guys beforehand, comes in with two other individuals that you guys persuaded into taking your side for now, which is good, more or less. But they do and are loyal through and through to the Pigshine family, so watch out for that. Eventually, you do see the person that basically gave you residence down here while you guys are down here, which was the chief's wife. As also one of the chiefs themselves. You see Antidote, that's currently on your side. For now, who knows, maybe he got turned while you guys were not with him. Then there's Chief Darbo, and then the witness to this is... Because he was there, might as well make it Lenny.
Wait, which one was Lenny? Shit.
He's just a merchant
Lenny
that you
was
guys
Merchant, yeah.
are
Yeah.
using to get to the
Oh
service.
yeah. Okay, yeah, I remember Lenny.
So we were able to rest, right? So I can
Yes.
re-prepare spells. Thank you.
If you guys wanted to, you could have taken a long rest, so that's more than fair. So I'm going to
For
say,
level 8, I might get access to those spells too.
yeah, so you guys took a long rest. In the morning, you came up with a plan. You used her residence as a home base to come up with it. Eventually, during the morning, after Lenny did his stuff, realized that you guys didn't come back. Boom, you go get your new weapon in the shop. Do you remember what it is?
Was it a rapier of some sort?
+2.
Yeah, I got that on here.
Okay. You now have
I'll
it.
go get
actually.
my sunglasses.
Okay. Nom Nom, you go with them. Grab your new item as well. Yours. are not as fashionable as Kobos, unfortunately, because this is Deep Gnome technology. They are basically heavy set stone frames. Like they're just uncomfortable, really, but they do work. You now no longer have disadvantage in the sunlight. When you arrive at the surface, but they're just uncomfortable.
Sounds like you
I
really
define
need
what's
better pupils.
Other
Just
than
be a
that,
big
nothing
hat.
else happens. They're just basically inline framed glasses that have, normally the frames weigh less than like 3 ounces. These ones weigh like 8 ounces, so they're annoying.
Hmm.
Still though, able to be worn, nothing really happens. Other than the fact that you no longer have disadvantage in the sun, which is good. Although if you wear them in the cave systems, you just lose your dark vision. Well, you go one down, which is low light vision. But yeah. You guys return back before Antidote goes and collects the chief and everyone else. Oh, which does mean that the marks are no longer on your side. Well,
Yeah.
one of them is the mark, so he may or may not still be on your side. But, that's neither here nor there. They're no longer magically adjusted to your side.
Should be right back.
Okay. I'm gonna put the Pudding King closer to you guys. And Chief Darbo.
I guess.
Yes, go ahead.
Sorry, quick question.
Yes.
Is before everybody arrives, do we want to cure the Pudding King, or do we want to wait till afterwards, or at least attempt to cure him?
I guess. That is a good
You're
point.
on a different map, Kobo. Yeah, because your audio is really far away.
Oh. Okay.
Huh.
I do not know why this is doing this recently. Sorry. I was
You're
gonna
about
say,
15
you have
feet
more than one
closer.
In case we have to go do that. Sorry. say that again.
Oh, I can't hear.
You're about 15
Oh.
feet closer.
Okay.
There you go.
go.
That would, yeah. I was just gonna say, do you have more than one of those in case we have to do that stone pillar thing? No, that was a question.
It's still quiet there.
More than one of some in case we have to do that pillar thing.
Basically, basically, Kobo asks Nom Nom if they have more than one cure curse spell in case they need to do it to both the Pudding King and the stone.
I can do it a max of 3 times a day,
Okay.
potentially.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Would it be better to do it in front of the chief?
Tribunal?
I guess it wouldn't really matter, would it?
Well, it could help since we already did establish that maybe leaving him cursed would be bad because even if they kill him, maybe that curse would come back to bite them really nasty.
Yeah, but I'm saying doing it in front of him would probably just be just as good as, let him see that we're doing it. So
yeah, here's the thing. Do it in front of them is great. Failing to do it in front of them is really bad.
Also funny.
Very good point.
It's a very good point. Well, there's no guarantee that this will work.
Yeah, and we'll let them know we're just trying our best. Hey, trying to solve their problems.
Well, no. Why don't we have what's her name? Be witness and we attempt to. If it works, great. She can vouch for it.
Yeah. Do
Well,
they
if
trust
it
If it
her?
doesn't work, then we don't have to mention it.
Well, and if it fails, wasn't it going to go ahead and do what their trial was going to do anyway?
Fair enough.
It wouldn't get deputized right before doing it, so that way we can claim it was a legal action, no matter how it goes.
Yeah.
I'm on board with whichever. Both have merits in my eyes.
So what I'm hearing is
Before,
no cleansing before. attempting to do it while they're there, but if it fails, just telling them that you're attempting to see if it'll work, not making any guarantees.
Oh no, I thought the better course of action was to actually hear them now before they got there with the lady as a witness, and that way, if it does work, she can vouch for it. But if it doesn't work, nobody has to mention it.
Yeah.
I mean,
makes
we
sense.
already did mention that we were going to try and cleanse the curse guy.
Yeah, that's why they're letting us keep him for 12 hours.
Mm-hmm.
That's true.
I say we let Nom Nom decide because he's the one going to do it.
Well, that's why I was asking your party.
No. I say wait. I'm voting for wait until Chief Darbo is here to see it happen. That's my vote.
I think I'll go with that vote too, because also if it fails, we can point out, see, this is why the situation was so dangerous that we needed to go fix this thing. Which, by the way, the only reason we were in the area was we were helping to continue to solve their elemental problem. And we were trying to find a reasonable resolution when these guys just friggin' flipped out and decided to bust through their own door that they weren't supposed to open and get themselves quite literally half killed.
Bring on the 12 angry deep gnomes. Let's do it.
And we did, in fact, find something to help solve the problem with the elementals. I mean, unless they don't want that problem solved.
They might not.
I mean,
you don't know.
I mean, they could convict us and then have to keep dealing with those things. And maybe they'll get cursed and turned even worse. Elemental oozes. Corrupted elemental oozes. See, the stakes are so high, they've got to let us go.
Yeah, fair. I mean, if we clear beforehand, then they may not leave us anyway. They just be like, you just brought some dude here.
Yeah. I like Boom's explanation. Officer, if you don't let us go, the fire we started could get worse.
Well, we didn't start the fire. The fire was already there.
Okay, fair enough. Officer, if you don't let us go, the fire that we didn't start but was already there, house that we broke and is now spreading, will only get worse if you don't let us go.
It's more like, sure, officer, we could use this fire truck that we have to put out the fire, but we haven't been compensated for our time.
No, okay, I like Gotha's explanation better. Okay. Eventually they do arrive. Antidote goes and gets them, collects them. You do see that the guards, now no longer magically swayed by you guys, are here. One of them is the mark that you guys more or less accidentally mutilated. Currently bandaged up.
But intentionally saved his life?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
I think I mentioned this before, but it might have been a different group. You can shoot someone and save a puppy, but you still shot someone.
But when it's the same thing, we didn't shoot him. He ran off. We rescued him.
Yes, and that's the story you must tell.
You can say boo. It's perfectly fine to say boo. But when you say boo and scare that cat, and the cat runs across the street and gets hit by a car, it's not your fault. The cat ran.
That's
now you
true.
run over and rescue the kitty.
Unless you were trying to do that. When in that case, you just messed up, man.
Hey, we didn't say boo. We literally did not say boo. So there. Case
Yeah,
closed.
yeah.
Defense rests.
Case closed.
This case is airtight. Hold your breath.
Okay. Eventually, they do arrive. Darbo and his wife do come forwards. If anyone remembers her name, you're more than welcome to say it. If not, I'm not going to look through the PDF because honestly, it doesn't matter. I already have her personality set in motion anyways.
Mrs. Darbo.
You hardly interact with her. No, she does have a name. It's not just Miss Darbo. She has her own profession.
Probably some title that we dare not get wrong.
Eventually, you do find her, and Lenny, being the person that was basically drinking with him and goes drinking with him whenever he's bored, is also there to bear witness. If he bore witness, that'd be weird. Looking at you guys, he nods, clearly knowing what you're here for. And Chief Darbo does state, "All right then, it's come to my attention that you all entered inside a area that you weren't meant to and accidentally caused an injury to some of the guards there. I will like testimony from both sides. If anyone would like to start first, you're more than welcome to. Afterwards, we will decide the punishment and or wrongdoing of each party.
Well,
just
I guess we
start
should
off
let the
with-
abusers go first. I'd love to hear this crazy situation in which we somehow instigated this big crisis that we saved everybody from. Because, that's just the way would-be murderers roll.
I would like to hear from the accusers. I think it's important to start us off with one fact in mind. Chieftain Darbo, we were sort of I don't want to say employed, but we were undertaking a assessment.
You're clearly
Authorized.
You were
talking
fully
about us
aware of.
investigating the elemental issue that we traced to that region.
The elemental issue was considered, and you did mention that, as well as potentially taking care of the slime problem. But you were never authorized under my governance to deal with the situation at hand. At that point in
However,
time, you took it upon yourselves to tell me, you did inform me, in fact, of the situation at hand, but I did not give you any blessing of the sort to do so.
And we did not actually take any action in that regard.
Isn't that what you just stated, that you got clearance from me?
No,
No,
simply
we were
that you were
investigating.
aware and you were aware that we were going to undertake an assessment of the problem. Yes?
Assessment and breaking into a section that you have been and others have been banned from are two separate matters at hand.
Well, that's the
No.
accusation. That's
Actually,
not the
they're
statement of
not
fact.
really, because... Sorry, go ahead.
Because we were just merely in the area investigating the possibility that the problem for your elemental thing, which as I recall we were authorized to deal with, at least to some degree. Anyway, that was in the area. We merely went to go talk with the guards in that area, and then all of a sudden they escalated the situation, inexplicably barged through the door that they're supposed to be guarding. If they're not supposed to let anybody through, what part of them running through is okay for them? They escalated the situation, forcing us to go in to rescue them, and which, of course, the situation escalated from there, and the next thing you know, you don't have an ooze problem.
It does seem like your team wants to go first. So then, any other things to include beyond the current things you have mentioned prior? As well as the clear and orderly crimes you have already stated you have committed.
As of yet, I don't think we've stated that we've admitted to any crimes.
You did.
What crimes?
You've stated
What
beforehand that
specifically?
you went to go investigate the elementals, which that itself is not a crime, as you did inform me and you were given clearance by the Pigshine family to investigate their mining facilities in areas that are currently plagued by that. And according to the Pigshine family's report, you had taken care of, but it's currently still a dangerous area. According to that governance, you had been clearanced by them, so I do not mind that current problem that you took care of, at least for the moment in time. But then you went to go investigate into a separate section of an area that was barred off from anyone. Then apparently a guard ran in and you decided to go in yourselves, regardless of any heroism that went and soon followed after. It was still not something in your purview as well as your authority to do so.
So
Is
the fact
this,
We were
that you
supposed to let him
sorry,
die?
is this, Gothos says, gesturing to the injured guard there, is this the guard in question?
I'm going to mark him with red. Looking at the guard, that is marked with red. Unfortunately, he is one of the marks. So you just almost killed a mark. He does look and point towards Mark with a C. And then Mark with a C does nod.
So it is your contention that we should have let this heroic and noble Deep Gnome guard simply die in a pool of acid?
that is why they're there, to make sure that others do not die in their turn. To make sure that people and the civilians of this area are taken care of. If an outsider
So their
goes
role-
in, then that is their own purview, but they cannot go through our safeguards, not unless they decide to and willingly do so.
So the role of your guard is to open the door, run in, get overwhelmed by the oozes so that outsiders aren't involved, and thusly leave the door open after being overwhelmed so that the oozes can come through and terrorize the deep gnomes. That's the proper way that this should be working. You wanted us to let the oozes escape after this guard foolishly unsealed the area? How does that work?
Boom, go ahead and roll deception. Because at this point, you guys are lying.
Well, he's lying. I've been trying to stick to the truth pretty closely, people.
Looking at this...
Although, actually, how much lying am I really doing? The guard did, in fact, run in.
You know
the door's left
by
open.
the oozes.
Like,
And a point of view isn't necessarily a lie.
a point of view is not necessarily a lie, but it is an omission of truth, based off of the information you guys specifically have. An omission of truth or a half-truth is still a lie, unfortunately.
Or a deception, if you will.
Yeah, that's true. Which is why I rolled you to roll deception. And unfortunately, this isn't lying check, which I'm sure there's something, another game, perhaps Pathfinder, that does that. Leader Seni, the other leader of the area, does look towards you, Boom, and she does state, so, based on the information that you gave us, it does seem that the guards were in question, the ones that allow the door to open. But you do realize that guards are there for your protection regardless. And while your intervention was heroic, why did you not simply close the door if you believed it was so dangerous?
Dangerous
Because he
to
was
others,
dying inside.
perhaps.
If we did that, you wouldn't have your guard back.
One
see,
life versus
we're-
potentially killing off. She counts all of you off, like, one by one to make kind of belittle you, eventually getting to your total number, is more than a fair trade.
Porthos is going to give her a gigantic needle-toothed smile and just be like, we solve problems. Yeah, a cleric of adventure, what can I say? Or not cleric, paladin.
We did have the ability to save people and close the door.
And was dangerous for capture the...
Right.
Sorry.
And
Bring it
what was that?
Oh no,
I'm not-
sorry. I was. No, I mean, I was like, we captured the Ooze King.
You did. Stating this, Darbo does state towards you two, your guys' group, and we flash back to the past. So, you guys did mention you wanted to cure him before they arrived, but then one or two of you said, bring on the trial, we're ready for it. You guys forgot to do it, so now that you brought the Pudding King back up, we go back in the past. Do you guys decide to do it while they're not there, or do you do it now?
I thought we rethought that and decided to try and do that in person.
Yeah.
I'm giving you the
so that
option.
they can, right? So they can see that it's the Pudding King.
Yeah.
And not
I feel
them
like the
like
fact
him
that he's
back on.
giving us the option means we're definitely going to fail at curing him.
No, because Kobo did bring up a good point. Nomi could be a good reference, or not a good reference, a good witness.
Character witness.
Yeah, character witness. Like, she is someone that they, like, maybe not fully listen to, but believe, since she is a member of the society itself. Like, you don't have to do this. I'm just giving you the option because I do like Kobo's like thinking behind it. Because if it fails, you know, nothing happens, and you guys still have to do this. If it succeeds, you know, he's no longer making oozes, and Nomi can testify on this. Also, based on the information you guys do have, which might have forgotten, Darbo and Seni were some of the people that came down here, the first settlers. So, excuse me, they would
They
know
came
what
with him.
not the slime king, the pudding king looks like, or formerly looked like.
Well, if we know that Nomi's credible, then that does change the equation.
Safe bet,
Yeah,
do it
And
in
if
the
she's willing
past.
to do it.
Dramatic bet, do it now. There you go.
Like they'll
Safe or dramatic.
automatically believe you if you do it in front of them, but they'll consider it a possibility as well as potentially truth if Nomi tells them as such. And even if it doesn't work, well, you just don't tell anybody. I'm giving you the option. You don't have to take it if you don't want to.
I still think that would be the best course of action. Do it now, and if it works, tell everybody. If not, we don't have to say anything.
Yeah, I guess if it doesn't work, we still have the guy there. I mean, yeah, as long as
True.
if it works, it doesn't undermine our case. 'Cause that was a big concern if it's just like, oh, we found some random goblin kid. So, all right, well, with that in mind, I'm in favor of dealing with it now. Or prior to the trial, since now is in question a bit.
Okay.
Easy.
All right, we could try it.
Okay.
All right.
Can you put up the spell?
Yes, one moment, please.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's the same rules as counterspell, third and above. No, I'm wrong.
At your touch,
No,
all
just
curses
breaks it.
affected one creature or object, and if the object is a cursed magic item, its curse remains, but the spell breaks its owner's attunement to the object, so it can be removed or discarded.
You don't even have to roll. We should have went drama.
Okay, one creature or
Well, no, but basically, I don't know if it is like that type of curse, or if like this is he is a god, I suppose, or a fairly powerful demon,
Mm-hmm.
This is
right?
a Jubilex curse. Yeah.
Yeah, well,
Not your
Split
standard
slash.
like.
It says remove curse.
So you, while unconscious or maybe conscious, you bring the pudding king towards you, Nom Nom, and like you smack him in the face or touch him any way you want. Maybe gently caress his cheek. It's entirely up to you, Nom Nom. You can get romantic. It's totally fine. They're unconscious. They don't know any better. I'm just
Smack him with my scepter.
What are you, Bill Cosby?
smack him with your scepter. Oh,
Bill Cosby and the Pudding King.
I think we already
Actually,
made this
no.
joke a while ago.
Yeah, but
but
now
yeah.
it escalates.
So you
Oof.
smack him with your scepter. With remove
If somebody
curse.
casts Cone of Cold, we'll have delicious pudding pops.
Just, don't make him your pudding pop.
No. Eventually, you bind in the remove curse spell, and you can tell that it is shifting and working. Whatever they are affected by, it seems to be multiple layers. Which, thankfully enough, ironically enough, at your touch, all curses affected one creature or object end. Which is kind of weird, because it clearly knows that multiple curses can affect someone, which is interesting to think about. Because this is layer after layer, which thankfully enough, apparently, remove curse just works. It does need a DC save, 15. Do you know what check they need to make?
I think that's just included on all my stuff. That tells you that, for instance, let me try this. Yeah, even like aura purity, which is like
So it's just built in, telling you what
it's
his
just built into
spell
this,
save is.
built into like the spell description,
Ah,
regardless
okay,
of whether
okay.
there is a save or not.
Okay,
Like when you hit a spell on roll 20. It
okay.
just says
I
that.
just didn't know if I needed to roll something for it to work, but no, it just works. So, imbuing and embedding the energy within him, breaking apart the curse. You can tell, much like the strange stone in the area you were just at, that is radiating miasma. Their body begins to ooze that as well until it basically leaves the cave system you guys are at and wafts somewhere else. So you effectively remove the curse. You didn't dispel it or destroy it. You just removed it from this person, which is good. It just means you weren't strong enough to, completely decimate the curse.
And we didn't really have a way to catch it in a bottle.
What's well do that, but whatever.
Yeah, unfortunately, the PDF does say that they just infect someone else, which is kind of dumb.
Hey,
That's why I wanted to chop his hands off.
I will state that it just basically tells the PDF. Have I ever mentioned I don't really like the PDF? The PDF just basically states, "Hey, however the players decide to kill them, no matter what, Jubilex, if they manage to defeat the Pudding King, designate someone else to continue the process of terraforming the area." Which is kind of dumb. But you did save someone, which is good.
he'll probably make a good medical assistant. He's obsessive.
Yeah. You can also tell that it'll take some time to take someone else as a host. So you bought yourself a good amount of time. You don't have to worry about any new Pudding Kings for a while.
Yeah, we didn't destroy the curse, but it still has to be like accepted by another person, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And the ex-Pudding King could use some rock-solid friendships.
Boo. Back to the future or the present. Blah, 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 blah. One of you mentions the Pudding King, and Darbo does state about that. It does seem that you managed to find them. That is true, but is there any reason why you brought them back into town?
Oh yeah, kind of to show off a little bit, and let you know that we, our good friend here, Nom Nom, our integral member of the team, cured the curse.
And do you have any credible witnesses other than your team that would not want to get in trouble?
Intern Nami. Nomi?
It's Nomi. Looking towards you, she does state, "I am not an intern, but sure." Looking towards Darbo.
I said
Yeah,
enter.
that was enter Nomi.
I know.
Stage direction.
I know.
I got an accent. No.
I got an accent. I'm from South Jersey. Bada bing. I am pretty sure that's not South Jersey.
A pizza pie.
Nomi then states, "It does seem that they were able to remove the curse itself. However, I would state that they are not someone that should go into normal society until they are fully looked at. I would offer my services, but looking towards Chief Darbo, you would have to pay for them, as I don't do things for free." Yes. Or, since they do have multiple crimes of potentially killing our own civilians against them, it might be wiser to put them on trial themselves. The other guards not in agreement. Basically, your opposition. But
well, you treat people like monsters, they turn into monsters. You treat them like friends, you get friends.
And he was cursed.
I suppose we can take the curse into effect as well. But that's his trial, not yours. Any other evidence you have other than curing a problem that we do face, as well as breaking regulations that we did imply and implicate into the town itself?
I guess
we could get some testimony from the Honorable Eldith Feldrin.
Gothos persuasion.
I said honorable.
That's why you don't have disadvantage.
Oh, it's not good though.
It's fine. You just needed a 10. She tolerates you. Looking towards you, she does nod, and looking towards Darbo. No, she would say it this way, unfortunately. Although it might not be... No, I should use simpler words. Your kind might not understand this. Although it might be easy to understand, or not, these people did save my life. This one particularly, the others nearly cost me my life. And if it wasn't for your guards, I would not have been in such danger itself. While I was going through the area, I did stumble upon a few slimes and managed to almost burn my foot off. And then soon after, one of the guards bumped into me and then fell into the slime pool itself and nearly died inside there. I can understand your people not really liking other things or not really watching where they're going, but you really must train your guards better. The dwarves up top would never allow this to happen in their own kingdom. She smiles at you, Gothos, as if she did a good job for you.
I think she actually did a pretty decent one, because actually one point she did point up is, yes, note for the record that the guards didn't do their job protecting the populace from getting captured and attacked by these things, or even defending themselves.
Yes,
Leaving.
That is true. Like, everything she said was true, but she just said it in a very mean way. Although she was worse than this, so I'm just going to leave that to your interpretation of how bad she was in the beginning.
Yeah, I've made a huge mistake.
She's better now. Well, better-ish. Looking towards this, and
I was thinking, Eldith, maybe just, kind of confirming that we were the ones who definitely killed the big slimes without so much racial commentary.
I was simply stating the truth. But yes, your team, as well as myself, did take care of the massive oozes that were in the area. And if it wasn't for your guards, we could have taken care of them far easier if the body count just did not get in the way. Honestly, I don't know why deep gnomes are even bothering to live if they just throw away their lives.
And done. No more questions. Okay, thanks.
And it is telling when one of the victims of the oozes has to help save themselves because the guards failed to do their jobs long before we got there. So this situation was already out of control, regardless of whether we were snoozing the day away.
Right, I do believe that is your testimony, unless you want to continue to propagate hatred towards the deep gnomes.
But she's very sorry about it. We're going to get her right out of the city as soon as possible. I think that's for everyone's best interest.
Yoln and the rest of the guards do make their point. Yoln then states, your chieftain, it does seem that, most of what they said is true, except for a few facts. One, it does seem like they were using some type of witchcraft, I think they're all witches and maybe drow spies, to get into the area by causing some of us to be afraid and run into the area just to get away from them. I mean, I don't know if that's true or not, but I don't really use magic myself, so I do know that sometimes people just use magic to just get what they want. And looks at you guys, Yoln does state, and they don't look like people that belong here. I mean, they're not deep gnomes.
You would actually put guards in place who cannot handle that sort of thing? So you're conveniently, we somehow had witchcraft and you deliberately chose guards who would be helpless to react against that. That sounds like another situation with this being out of control.
Yoln does look towards you, Boom, and then does state, yeah, we stayed quiet when it was your turn, but fine, you can interrupt if you want. See, Your Honor, don't belong here. Not deep gnomes. Bad people. Drow spies, maybe.
Last time I checked, almost all drow had magic of some sort. You really unprepared for
that? Yoln does state, not normally, but we, don't really deal with all of your kind down here. No offense, but what are you even doing here? Darbo then states, they came here of their own volition as well as trading agreements. Sounds like secret drow stuff, but whatever. We'll deal with that later. Anyways, Mark, can you explain to them what happened to you? Mark then explains that for some reason they were terrified of your group and then broke in. Well, not broken, but went into the other area without proper clearance, as well as regulations were broken. Like, Mark is telling the truth, and he's honestly telling the exact truth. He was somehow afraid of you guys so much that he felt like it was safer to go behind the door than to face you guys anymore. Then he
Now, Mark.
bumped into Eldeth and fell into the puddle ooze, which at that point he lost consciousness.
Now, Mark, if we were so intimidating and you feared for your life so much, why are you not dead? Who rescued you?
Mark looks towards you and does state, from what I can tell, I don't know. I wasn't conscious the entire time. I regained consciousness a few hours ago.
Well, that's awfully convenient. So, supposedly we were trying to intimidate you, you feared for your life, and yet somehow with all this intimidating power we had, we didn't just finish you off. Instead, we pull you out of that mess, which I believe Eldith can confirm. And certainly the other guards didn't pull you out of there, as they can confirm, because we'd already had you out by the time they arrived.
From what I was told, you guys were carrying my near-lifeless corpse to the entranceway. But
It wasn't near lifeless. I'd already pumped at least 5 hit points in it.
he was still unconscious. Honestly, he's telling the truth. He just been given hearsay information after he went down.
Yeah.
So you can convince him if you want. Like, that's all fine and dandy. But he doesn't know if it's true or not. So convincing him doesn't really help anything.
Is there any of
Well-
the first group who got there?
Yes.
And picked them up?
It's the other guy. So
Okay, I
look-
yelled at those guys.
yeah, looking towards him, he does state. Unfortunately, he's not a mark, but he was there, and looking towards you guys, he does state. Yeah, I can confirm this. Mark, you were saved by these people. Well, allegedly. They did say that they saved you from a pool, but it does seem like they were taking care of you and tending to you. I'm not sure if they use magic to persuade us to help them. At least I can't really tell. But they seemed nice enough at the point in time, so I don't think they're a threat to us. But I think a small exile of the community would do them good, as they don't understand our, ways in this city that well. They should reflect on their actions and be banished for, say, maybe a week or so. It should be fair. I look towards Darbo. This be their punishment. Darbo then looks
I
towards
won't
Guys, what are we mention?
No one say anything.
Darbo looks towards your groups and the state. Any final remarks? You'll in this state. Yeah, don't like him, but I guess John, the guy, other deep gnome that's there, does bring up a good point. I guess the least we can do is banish them for a week and let them fend for themselves in the wilderness. Or wherever they go.
A moment to confer with my companions.
Just let them do it. Nobody screw it up.
No, but guys, why aren't we mentioning that we can also cure the elementals?
Because that's how we go from punishment to reward.
Little tiny
Whoa.
dollar signs in Kobo's eyes. I say not a word.
What? Okay.
I'm gonna quit whispering, but essentially the gist of it is, yeah, no, they banish us for a week, definitely, for sure. But we happen to go that way and cure it for them. You know what I mean?
So there'd be
Sorry,
no
I guess it broke
witnesses.
down. Someone would have to come with us. Yeah.
And aren't we supposed to be leaving anyway? I mean, Nom Nom's got his sunglasses, Boom's got his sword. Aren't we leaving anyway?
Ye-
So what if
So-
they
so we're-
banish us to the surface? We were
Okay.
leaving?
A final
so
remark. Yeah, throw it in. Go for it. No. That's a good
Hold
point.
on. I guess Maybe we can word it as that, well, we can accept the exile, but if we leave right now, we might not be able to fix the last of your problems.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to say anything because I'm not
Yeah.
a talky person like you guys.
Yeah.
Okay.
It'd
Let
be-
me. Okay. Although exile would be a truly just punishment for our crimes against the Gnomish community, we feel that we can do more by perhaps, at the very least, if not eliminating the source of the golem, not menace, but
Elemental.
golem
Elemental
plague,
corruption.
elemental corruption. Thank you. I'm not saying this in character because this is my regular voice. But if not eliminating the source of the elemental corruption, but at least showing you what a lodestone of it. But I guess that is kind of like blackmail, just being like, well, we know where it is, but I mean, if we were exiled, we wouldn't be able to do that.
No, you say
Also-
it like this. We can fix the problem, but if we're exiled, we might not be able to, have the opportunity to before.
Also, have you seen our fee structure?
What?
Well, I mean, as far as I know, we're fine with being exiled. We're just looking for a stay of, of the judgment just long enough that maybe we could go ahead and negotiate a service that, makes them happy, makes us happy, and we're kind of leaving on a positive note. Like we may be exiled, but we're leaving the place a better place as we go.
It's like we're a mob boss being like, okay, yeah, I gotta go to prison for 5 years, but also, how much money is it gonna cost you guys to get other mob bosses' names?
More or less. So, closing
Well,
remarks.
more like we're negotiating for what do you call it? Witness protection.
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah.
Except money.
Money. So, someone gonna spill the beans or let this be your trump card?
Gothos will do it in terms of being like, oh yeah, no, that's definitely a fair punishment. I don't know if that's what you're gonna land on, but if it would change anyone's mind at all, we do have additional information on the golem corruption. That I think would benefit the community at large, but I mean, if we're banished from the community, that's
A stay of judgment just long enough that we can conduct business and solve the last of your problems so that you're in a better situation might be best for everybody. And at the end of it, we'll be out of your hair, and then no problems to worry about.
And does anyone have actual evidence on this, or are you spouting this to save your own necks? None of you have evidence, technically. But you do have Nomi, because she's there. And she does state, while I don't know if they do have such evidence, I can tell you they are useful in this case, since they did bring me a living specimen to find a cure itself. And if what they're saying is true, finding the actual origin of the mist situation would prove most viable in order to cleanse it. If that is the case, then we should be able to not worry about any new elementals and any other things being corrupted by the gaseous form. In which case, we shouldn't be too concerned about that whatsoever. I would consider this before punishing them to the full extent, at the very least.
And we had been planning to work with Nomi on this, but that takes time, and we have this tribunal to deal with first.
They did mention it last night, so I highly doubt they would be making it up on the spot. Right. I, Sunny, and Lenny will reconvene and get back to you within the 10-minute break. You may speak amongst yourselves until we get back. And they just basically head onto a corner. Lenny's bearing witness. He's not actually passing judgment. He's just there. But Yolan looks for you guys. Yeah, no hard feelings, but can you get rid of him, kill him, or send him somewhere else? Our community's not gonna accept him. He's different.
So I'm gonna try and see if I can hear what they're saying.
Oh, okay. Nomi just chime in, then goes, if you do want, I wouldn't say get rid of him, but if you do want a place for him, my lab always does require more hands. You guys think it back on... Oh, man, too bad Toulouse isn't here, because I was about to make a joke about Toulouse. You guys think back and go, wander back on Toulouse, going, yeah, if we just cut the arms, they can't use their curse. Thankfully enough, you guys cured them.
Oh, well, no, you cut the arms, you leave the hands. I'm sure that works, right?
But she does state, if you guys want to leave him here, you're more than welcome to. She does need help with her own lab work. But listening in, Nom Nom, you do get a few inclinations here and there. You did roll well. Leader Seni does state, it does seem like they are, I wouldn't say useful to the community, but they are taking care of things that did plague our community. Darbo does state that is true. And Nomi is someone we can trust, regardless of her own inclinations, with trying to cure things that can simply just be left alone if we barricade it off. Lenny does step in at this point and does state, I mean, I don't know about all of you, but I will state that they are very useful. They can sell a pretty good handbag and purse, and they are and do have their own set of skills. It would be in any and all best interest if you do allow them and maybe pay them a good fee to take care of the problem. And they are, I mean, no offense to all of you, going to be leaving your society anyways. I mean, sure, I love coming down here and everything, but it's not really the taste of everyone. I would state banishing them, puts up air quotes. Everyone can see the air quotes. Like, that you don't need to listen into. He is automatically just putting up air quotes. Banishing them for their crimes, but soon enough allowing them to enter inside as, well, true, they don't listen to law and order. They do get the job done, and when they come back, perhaps making them honorable guards in town. Not really allowed to do everything, but if they do, fix some of your problems, you can just say the gods in town took care of everything. No need for qualms and sorrow. And that way you don't really need to say outsiders took care of things. Rather, the gods. And that would look beneficial to all. And you could pay them. And the person that, is telling you all this, and is currently still underneath contract of them, and does get about 20% of whatever they get.
It's true. I think this side of the hallway is much more interested in credits than credit.
You tell Nom Nom because you're technically not on that side. But Seni does take this into account, and Darbo does take this into account. At this point in time, they do whisper their decision, so Nom Nom, you can roll again to see the verdict, but no matter what, you're going to hear the verdict anyways.
Oh, I just wanted to see if there was anything additional outside of the verdict they were gonna.
I forgot they were talking to themselves. Sorry.
That's fine.
Anyway, just in case.
Gothos just shouts out, yeah, if you can give us money too, that'd be great.
We'll take your money and piss off.
Yeah,
I'm all about that.
Darbo does state to Seni, it does seem like they're quite useful, and they don't seem to be a problem for us, at least not right now. If what they're saying is true, we would need someone's help to deal with things, and they do seem capable. And Seni does state, right now, they did state they were leaving soon enough. And Lenny did state that they'd be taking off somewhere else soon enough anyways. So an example of them would be needed, but not to the extreme of death. We can decide what we do with the Pudding King later, but a banishment of 3 days into the outskirts of our town would be sufficient, and they don't necessarily need to be in the outskirts. They can go along with Lenny to the surface if that's what their intent is. But overall, a punishment does need to be placed, but not so much that we wouldn't be able to call on them if we do need their help. And they nod in turn.
Oh.
Soon enough, they do return. Darbo does state, right then. It has come to my attention that you all are capable individuals that we might need later on. I would recommend a banishment of 3 days, starting within 12 hours. You have plenty of time to get what you need, but between that time, you are allowed to leave the area. But after that time, you are no longer allowed within the outskirts and inner working of the town, regardless of where you go. When and if you decide to return, we might have an honorable place for you here, if you just still continue to decide to help out the town and community. It is appreciated. That being said, it does come to my attention that you are capable. And if you are able to take care of the corruption situation, I suppose a modest fee would be appropriate. You have 12 hours until you decide to do what you will. In the meantime, since you all did take care of the Pudding King, would you think a proper punishment would be for them? As you did state, they were corrupted and cursed within their own right, and maybe not in the right state of mind.
Well, if it were up to me, I'd say a certain amount of indentured servitude, perhaps with a respected individual of the community, to basically pay off his crimes by being a more productive member of society under direct controlled supervision. Maybe.
That could work, but I'm afraid no one within the society takes care of anyone else, especially not someone like him. I mean, he is cursed. Regardless of the removal of said curse, his entire form is that of nearly a goblin, and no one within this community cares for those. You remember that Gothos is disguised.
Yeah. Also hurtful, but also have you met Nomi? Even though he's disguised, he's like hurtful.
Yeah. Nomi does state, I would be willing to take him in under my wing. Maybe not indentured servitude. I would pay him. But I suppose he wouldn't be able to touch the money until, let's say, 6 months? No one in town likes to help me anyways, since it is a lot of back-breaking work, and a lot of it can quease and upset your stomach. Frankly, it's not for the faint of heart. But,
Yeah, well.
I could use the extra hand.
All right. What is you Pudding King guy. Gosh, what is even your name? We haven't asked. Are you gonna agree to that sort of a thing?
One of you wakes him up. Slaps out. You fill him in, and then he does state.
Leon slap.
Yeah.
Oh, and there are new friends for you, and I've got it on good authority that they rock.
Oh, get out of here, Dad.
Ooh.
Hey, he's being punished, so
Yeah.
I'm going to be part of that.
Why should we be punished?
Yeah. So
I can't help it if there's collateral damage. It's what we do.
So, when you ask him, yeah, by the way, what's your name? The Pudding King just states, it died long ago. I'm only known by the Pudding King now.
Okay, well that's gonna stop then. All right, Polly. That's your new name. There you go. Hey,
Polly.
Polly. Yeah. Yep.
Polly
I
King,
see.
PK.
You look like a Polly.
No, okay. I am now Polly. Polly Marksman, the first founder of the Mark clan.
That's not gonna confuse anyone.
No, it is not. So, truth be told, they don't give you a name for him. They just call him the Pudding King, which is kind of dumb. Like, quite
They
literally.
expected us to kill the shit out of this
Yeah.
guy.
The so-called Pudding King holds court in the deepest section of Blingstone. He was part of the first settler missions led by the Diggermatox, but the other blah 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 soon shunned him after blah blah blahs, blah blah blah. They don't really tell you anything except for he got shunned, stole food, basically abused by the community, studies oozes, and then basically agreed to servitude to Jubilex. You know, because he was cool with them. So I'm just gonna make him a mark. Like the marks aren't part of this module anyways. So yeah, whatever. It doesn't really matter. They expected you to kill him. So Polly is now Polymark, the first settler with the last name of Mark.
I mean, you did say he was one of the original.
Yeah.
He could have been a Mark.
He
We'll
could have
never
been a
know.
Mark. But no one will tell you that if that's true or not. But
He'll be like one of the Mark's weird uncles with like no descendants. Like we
Mhm.
don't talk about Polly.
But soon enough, you do free him. Chief Darbo agrees to the punishment. For 6 months, he will be indentured to Nomi. Obviously, he would pay him, but he can't actually touch the money until the 6 months are up. Nomi then states, "All right then, Polly, your first job is to clean the latrines. My favorite? Sure, why not? I don't like to do it. Yay!
My
See, diversity is strength.
Yeah. I should also tell him that the latrines involve some of the experiments I do as well. Some of them are acidic. You hear in the background, is it supposed to burn this way? Yeah, it means it's working. Okay.
He's like,
I mean,
yes,
the guy's
it's-
familiar
it
with slime.
burns. Yeah.
He's probably just surprised that it doesn't sting as much as it's supposed to.
Yeah, he said burn, not sting.
This
6 of
burns,
one,
it
half
doesn't
dozen
sting.
of the other.
Yeah. He didn't sound in pain. He just sounded like he was confused. So honestly, this does work for him, which is good. But Nomi does state. Now then, do you mind showing me the way to this stonework?
Certainly,
Yeah,
seeing as we still have our heads attached for that.
Is Nomi going to be good enough for an official witness here when we go solve another one of your problems?
She should be, and I suppose you can take Lenny as a character witness as well. Sure, why not? I don't really have any issues, and I do have to bring them back to the surface anyways. So having them there. Wait, why am I changing his attitude? Yeah, having them now. I can't bring it back. Whatever. I'll just go with one I can remember. Yeah. So
Plenty,
having them
okay.
there, might as well get them here and there, everywhere. Sure.
He's had a few drinks. That's
He's
why
had a
he's like
few
that.
drinks.
Yeah,
So
and I'm
okay.
sure
Nice.
Lenny will advocate for the highest fee possible, considering that he's entitled to a little bit of it. Huh, Lenny?
20%.
15.
And no doubt you'll have a grand old time.
20% was for sales. You can get a 10% commission on actions.
Oh no. I mean, you can think that, sure, but no.
I'm sure we'll go over the contract in detail later. Nom Nom, you want to work your quote-unquote magic?
I think he has to
well-
investigate it before he does that.
Investigating the stone,
Yeah.
she can determine that this is basically a stone that is more or less keeping the elementals in the area stable and controlled. Not like controlled, but like stable and controlled to the extent that they don't need a caster to like control them or summon them here or keep them here. It's just naturally keeping them sustained and healthy. But since the corruption messed with this stone itself, that does need to be cleansed.
Can her concoction also do it in case like it starts getting corrupted again while we're no longer here?
Yeah, possibly. Since she knows it's here, that could probably work. Like, if the concoction does work, obviously it can work if she's able to touch it, and with the monolith, she's able to touch it. The problem with her concoction right now is it's not long distance. She has to get close to an earth elemental to actually use it.
Right. Okay. Well, I'll try remove curse on this as well.
All right. Removing the curse from the stone, you cast energy and imbue it into the stonework. It slowly and surely enough begins to seep away, and this when you are able to break it away. Because apparently the stone's fine to remove or clean or cleanse, but you can't do it to the Pudding King? Whatever. Yeah. You were able to break it away without too much of a concern or issue. Afterwards, you can tell that a aura of energy and life begins to permeate from it rather than a very strange miasmic concoction. So you are able to cleanse it without too much of an issue. And Nomi does look at it and simply states, "All right then, you were able to do this without too much of an issue. Nom Nom, was it? I do thank you for this. With the salve, I should be able to cure it now that I know its location without too much of an issue. It's just, although I do now have an assistant, so making some type of long distance range, maybe potion against the currently corrupted elementals might prove useful. But for now, no new corruptions should be facing our city, which is good. So thank you for this.
I mean, you've already got that golem knockout gas. Just lace it with a bit of the cure and attach that stuff to a slingshot or something. Boom, bang, boom, done.
You have to get within 5 feet of them, and most of the time people don't survive that range.
Yeah, well, in comes the slingshot. Or a big combat crossbow. I don't know. Well, whatever. We've been helping you guys
throw
enough.
the bottle, break it on them. Yeah.
I suppose that's possible. And I just realized that you guys moved yourselves to the front door. She does nod at that, and she will figure it out. Nomi then states, "All right then. It does seem like you did complete this job. Thankfully enough, within the hour." Lenny does state, "All right then. It does seem to me that your team is in need of financial compensation, and after all, I will negotiate the situation at hand to make sure you all have the highest payout possible. Good for me, good for you, and good for everyone overall. Oh, I suppose you can take on this part of the mission yourselves, but can you really trust your own selling skills? It's entirely up to you."
I think we trust you to know your own people. He is a deep gnome, right?
No, he's human.
Oh, he's human. Okay, wait. Let me see. I want to try and convince him. I don't know what I'd say. I just like using my big old charisma score. I want to try to persuade him that letting us do it would be the better idea. I was gonna do his accent.
You can just tell him, like, he did offer up his services. But that all that means is you guys get paid more if he succeeds. But obviously that does mean he'll work in his own cover charge, and you won't know how much he got from that.
Yeah, I was just trying to see his persuasion score.
Oh, okay.
So I wanted to do a contest thing.
Yeah.
But whatever.
Nah. Do it. Surprisingly enough, it's not so incredible, but it is better than yours. But he did roll a 2.
Yeah, fuck it. I'll let him do it.
Yeah.
That was pointless. I'm sorry.
It's fine. Like, he only has 2 points better than you. And unfortunately, this is his cap, since he's trained in it, proficient in it, and expertise in it. So that is him capped.
You say 2 points, and I hear 25%.
That's true. I mean, thankfully enough, he's a merchant, so obviously he would have one very, very good score. Everything else is basically trash. You can honestly just stab him in the back and he'd probably die.
You know what, Lenny? I definitely 100% trust you to negotiate in your own best interest.
I would, but then again, I'm just a southern old Kentucky Fried Chicken general.
Yeah, I've heard about those 11 secret herbs. One day.
Godspeed, Colonel.
Mm-hmm.
We did the thing. Let's get paid.
You did the thing. You get paid. So eventually, you all travel to the Bleeding Stone once again. Obviously, you collect your packs, your satchels, your. No, you sold your buggy and wagon because you kind of didn't need it anymore.
Yeah.
Would it be possible to collect up, speaking of herbs and spices, about 10 gold worth of charcoal, incense, and herbs?
Yes.
Something I could consume by fire in a brass brazier. How do you pronounce that word?
Yeah. Brazier.
Brazier. I'm going to just say it that way because I know that's the wrongest way.
Sexy?
Your flaming brazier.
It lets you conjure 2 familiars at the same time.
Yeah. You're able to do so without too much of an issue. You collect it from the Pigshine family shop. Easily enough taken care of. Some of the marks wave at you hello because they're friendly to you, and you did convince them to be friendly with you. One of the marks that got injured because of you guys, technically, yeah, he's kind of naturally honest to a T. So he's likes you guys enough. He just doesn't know you guys.
He's like, that was a confusing day.
Yeah. Still has no idea why he was terrified of you guys. You guys seem cool. But eventually you do come across Lenny and the chiefs. And Lenny does state once you arrive there, pleasure doing business with you. I do say so myself. Now tell me, have you all ever decided to go in property management on the surface? Not really. We don't go up there that often. Fair enough. Perhaps some other time I can get you inside this trade deal in this period. Investment opportunity. Sure.
Multi-level marketing. What's a synonym for scheme? No. System.
Lenny does comes back to you, and Darba does state, all right then, it does seem that you managed to do the job, and we've already given Lenny the money to distribute to your team. Now then, thank you for
which
taking
was
care of this.
And exactly how much was that fee again?
It's not my place to say. It is your interpreter's discretion. Not interpreter. It's in between something. I forget what it is. Like someone that's speaking on your behalf, but is not you. There's a word for it. I just can't remember it.
About
intermediary.
advocate?
Intermediary. Thank you. To say, as the business has been concluded. But if you need anything else,
he's entitled to 20% as per our contract.
Right. He's already taken that out of. He's already negotiated that out. I don't know if it was 20%, honestly, but, you can discuss it with him. You do have a remainder 10 hours here. I do suggest you use it however you desire to. But afterwards, I'm afraid we will have to bring up a mob to throw you out, if you are still found within the town.
Oh no, I assure you we want to leave, and thank you very much for this hospitality.
Honestly, in the Underdark, this is as best as it kind of can get. There are better towns for other people. This is just a very isolated, deep gnome community. We don't really get outsiders that often, except for people of the trading community and such, like Lenny here. Oh yes, and it's simply marvelous each time I come down here. Each and every time. Why did you say it that way? No reason. Right. Well, if you need us, we will be in the areas you found us before. Otherwise, do take care, and Lenny, make sure you provide them with the route to the surface. It would be my pleasure, sir. Get out of this town. As soon as Darbo leaves,
I
he
know,
says
I was
that.
gonna say, Lenny, let's get the hell out of here.
Eventually, they go back to the sections they were at, and Lenny then goes towards you guys. Yeah, they pay quite well down here, but I don't live down here for a reason.
Yeah, all right, 20%. You gonna do us honest?
No, obviously I'd pay you the 80% you're owed. 20% would just be outrageous.
Sorry,
Distributed among all of
20% is
you?
your cut. 20% is your cut.
Oh, yes, of course. Well, here's one for you, one for you, one for you. I'm afraid, Nomi, I didn't exchange any rates for you, so I'm afraid you get nothing. I didn't ask for anything. Well, that's too bad. I took your cut out of your pay. I thought you said I didn't get paid. Well, I am considered a lie between you, but we didn't make a deal between us two now, did we? He winks. Then he distributes the rest of the amount towards the entire team, including Aldeth, because you guys didn't say she wasn't part of your team. So in total, everyone got 150 gold.
Nice.
All right. And if I've got the time, I want to go ahead and work on casting to get Echo back. Also bought a spare set of reagents just in case.
On our way out of the city, I don't suppose I see anyone selling a fancy shield for 200 gold. If I don't worry about it.
You do find someone selling a fancy shield. It is a buckler that is more or less made out of ice. It does give you a +1 to your AC, and it does have the attribute of the shield spell. It can
As
be
a reaction?
as a reaction. It can be cast once per day, recharged on a long rest.
That's fascinating.
It is 300 gold, though, not within the market price that you were asking, but that's the best you're going to get. If you want it more expensive, I have some of those, but that's within the price range you asked.
Well, unless anybody wants some, like crystal wood boughs, crystal leaves for anything like that, don't worry about it.
Not really.
Okay. I'm poor.
What are you talking about? All of you just got 150 gold.
I said 200.
But Lenny does stay towards you all. Now, Naomi, I don't suppose you'll be going around town with these folk, going up to the surface? No, not really. I'm kind of busy, curing a disease and tied inside this entire village community. Oh, well, that's too bad. We all have our hobbies. Sure, whatever. Sneezing.
Easy.
Okay, I'm back. With any luck, you didn't hear that. Lenny then states, all right, then. I'll be taking to the surface now. I am more than willing to waste a day away getting you to the surface. Not making money, but I suppose you did pay your way up there. Everyone wanted to go, or are you still wandering and maybe saying goodbye to loved ones or newly found loved ones? You never know down here.
Gothos runs down to the merchant selling the ice shield and says, "Hey, hot stuff! You want to sell me that thing for half off because you're so beautiful and smart?"
Roll persuasion.
I got a 19.
A very buff, masculine individual with a very nice goatee, trimmed, cut to a almost square point does look at you. Their cheeks go a flush, and they do state, I don't know if I can do a very deep voice, but I'm going to try it anyways. Oh, for you hot stuff, I'm willing to go down to 40%, but no lower. So you'll get it at 220. He winks.
Me. What do I? Let me see.
You can try persuading them again.
Are you needing a couple of extra gold?
Yes, I need 11 gold.
Got it.
All right. Yeah. 220. If somebody slips me a little gold,
Yep.
I'll say I'll just kind of hand it to him, and like, when they put the gold in his hand, will kind of like go up his arm and like do the warrior's clasp thing, like the forearm, and be like, "It's a deal."
You do so. You're maybe may or may not be engaged now. Who knows? But it is a trade-off. You remember what it does, right?
Mm-hmm.
She spell once a day.
+1
recharges.
and a shield spell.
Yes.
Yep.
Okay. Rush back. Rush. While you're rushing back, you do see another shield that is 1,000 gold, but it does cast this spell known as Firewall around your own circumference once a day. But it's 1,000 gold. It is a +2 shield, and you do have to carry it two-handedly, though, so it may not be worth it.
Wait, a two-handed shield?
Yeah, it's what the merchant says. Well, no, it's what the plaque says. It says 1,000 gold, two-handed shield, firewall spell, recharges once a day, quick sale.
So basically, we have to just wear it on our backs like a turtle shell.
You can ask them.
I'm fascinated by this. I'm sorry I turned this into a shopping thing, but what is this?
You go over to them and they go, "Oh, this thing? It's kind of like a two-handed shield. You want to use it, or at least try it? Don't steal it." They joke, but at the same time not joking. You go and hold on to it, and then you can tell that this is a pronged weapon that is also looking like a shield. Looking at it and examining it, you can tell you can shift the way your arms are, and it'll proc and break apart into two separate weapons. And it does sound like Nom Nom might be asleep.
Oh dear.
Get some rest. I'm gonna mute them. I'm gonna tell them in chat that they're muted. They must have had a long
Poor
day.
Jumbo, I was blaming this on you.
That is fascinating, but unless I roll another bonkers persuasion roll and seduce this motherfucker too, I don't think I have any.